Amitabh Bachchan launched columnist and veteran film journalist Bhawana Somaya's latest book, Once Upon a Time in India, A Century of Indian Cinema. Dressed impeccably in an embroidered jacket, Bachchan hailed the book as an important one in recording Bollywood history. Bollywood megastar Amitabh Bachchan also said that one of the biggest changes in the Indian film industry is the equal presence of women on sets in every department, including production. He described the big changes in the film industry of today.
A couple of technical things have changed. There's no longer film, so I don't know whether we should start referring to the industry as a film industry because we're not using film anymore. It's all digital. That's the difference. With that difference, a lot of the making procedure has changed. For me as an artist, we were so conscious in our earlier years of not wasting film because it was the most expensive product in the costing of the film. And so every time we went up to give a shot, we were terribly, terribly conscious that we have to finish it in one take. Or either we're going to get thrown out of the film or we're never going to get another chance. So having lived with that kind of phenomena and the danger that you have to get it right the very first time was kind of limiting us in case we wanted to improve in the next take. We never got an opportunity. Many a times, for example, working with Rishida, Shikesh Mukherjee, I used to tell them, Rishida, can I have another take? He said, नहीं ये एक take बहुत अच्छा है. I said, please दादा एक take और दे दीजिए. ठीक है, take करो, इसका पैसा तुम देना. So these were some of the limitations that we lived with. But now it's digital. The camera doesn't stop, and the producer doesn't care if it doesn't stop because it's just limitless. The other thing that we notice now is many women on set. In my time, there were just two, the leading lady and her mother as a chaperone. But now you have almost 50% of the workforce, and that is really creditable. The workforce, all managed by young girls, whether it is in production, whether it is in the camera department, whether it is in the continuity department. They're just looking after everything, and it's just wonderful to see the kind of dedication and devotion that they put in. We rely a lot on them because for some reason we feel that the ladies are never going to make a mistake. And it works out really, yes. They are very efficient, and I really love the moment when I'm on set because I just feel free to be able to say my lines and be involved in the scene and not worry about what my continuity is or what I should be wearing or which button of my jacket is open in the previous shot. These were things that we had to look after ourselves in my time. But now there are wonderful ladies that come around and do this for you. But really want to compliment that entire atmosphere. But look at not just the workforce, but look at the women writers and directors who have come forward and done so brilliantly well. In the last 2 or 3 years, 4 or 5 years, we've had some very prominent directors and we've had excellent writers. And I hope that this continues because really we need them to come forward and tell the men that they are better than them.
During the interactive session with Somaya, Amitabh also shared his childhood memories of watching films back in Allahabad and how it has changed over decades.
I was born and brought up in Allahabad, in Uttar Pradesh. And in Allahabad, the Capital Cinema was the very prominent theatre where we used to go and watch films. In our time, parents used to go and wet the film before children were allowed to go and see it. तो जो भी फिल्में आती थी और जिसके लिए हम चाहते थे कि हमें जाना है उसे देखने, पहले वो देखते थे, तो अनुमान लगाते थे कि ये देखने लायक है कि नहीं बच्चों के लिए. उसके बाद हमें इजाज़त मिलती थी वहाँ जाने. कैपिटल थिएटर शायद अब भी है इलाहाबाद में और उसकी यूनिकनेस ये थी कि वो एक सिनेमा थिएटर था, लेकिन साथ में एक रेगुलर थिएटर भी था। उसके ऊपर स्टेज परफॉर्मेंसेस भी होते थे, ऐसा स्टेज बनाया हुआ था। और कई बार वहाँ पर हमने पृथ्वीराज कपूर और उनकी जो पृथ्वी थिएटर्स ग्रुप था, उनका वहाँ पर हमने उनके प्लेस देखे। और लॉरेन एंड हार्डी की एक फिल्म थी द फ्लाइंग ड्यूसेस, वो मेरी पहली फिल्म थी। और उसके बाद जितनी भी ये सिंड्रेला और लिटिल रेड राइडिंग हुड, इस तरह की जो फिल्में आती थी डिज्नी की, वो देखने जाते थे। हिंदी फिल्म शायद जो पहली देखी थी वो शायद जागृति थी, बहुत ही पुरानी फिल्म थी, बच्चों के ऊपर एक फिल्म बनी थी। और बाद में कई सालों के बाद इलाहाबाद में पहला एयर कंडीशन थिएटर बना, इसका नाम था निरंजन। और हम लोग वहाँ देखने गए थे एक फिल्म, जिसमें दिलीप साहब थे और देवानंद साहब।
As the book intended to capture the history of 100 years of Indian cinema, it was difficult for Bhawana Somaya to even find a publisher. But ultimately, all worked out well.
Out of all the performing arts, cinema is the most sensitive and the most effective medium. Cinema has the power to transform our lives, to transform our mindsets. Human life is mortal, but cinema is timeless. It told us stories yesterday, it tells us stories today, and it will tell us stories tomorrow. Stories of romance, stories of relationships, stories of friends, stories of family. My endeavor in compiling this book was to recreate images and motifs like the bioscope we used to watch in childhood. Trust me, to find a publisher for this kind of a book was very difficult. The question I was asked was, what are the current controversies that are there in the book? The focus is so much on controversies and current trends, and everybody wants anecdotal. My argument was that how can I, if I am documenting milestones, get into the sidetrack of trivia? I'm privileged that I found Penguin Random House, who understood my point of view and respected the manuscript as it was. It is their vision that they were able to package this book in a contemporary address to the younger generation, peppered with dialogues from films and illustrations of posters. It is the publisher's solitary decision to have Mr. Bachchan on the cover. They were very clear that they wanted Amitabh Bachchan on the cover because he has the most outstanding body of work, which started in 1969 in South Hindustani and it continues to 2016 with Pink and Piku. The conflict was which of Amitabh Bachchan's movies still should be put on the cover. They decided on Amar Akbar Anthony because, in their words, it brings a smile to their face.
Now, this will be worth a read to know more about the rich heritage of the Indian film industry in 100 years.